Okay, so I may be wearing black, but I promise you it's a Christmas shirt. Alright. Let's get lit. It's the best time of the year. It involves more alcohol. Hey y'all, my name is Ashley and I am a collector and hoarder of makeup, and to continue to collect and hoard makeup, I promised I would sit down and film some content. So here we are. Alright, so today I am going to be doing a first impressions, not only on a brand, but also like on a 2-palette collection. And the way that I'm going to be doing this is this video is going to be in 2 parts, and this is going to be part 1. And the palette that I'm going to be trying out is going to be the Merry Christmas palette from Oden's Eyes Cosmetics. So this is what the palette looks like on the inside. So if you want to see what I think of this palette, see what I think of the brand, since this is me trying out the brand for the first time, and also how I got this eye look, then continue watching. All right, before I get started, and before I zoom you in, rewind, and start with a blank face, I want to go ahead and do a little shout out to my friend Elle. So she has like a reaction channel. She also does a lot of vlogging as well, like in short content here on YouTube. And I know her in real life. We used to play kickball together. I haven't been active playing kickball as of lately. I know she keeps messaging me. I know you want me to come back and play. I just feel like right now is just not the time, especially with the holidays. I kind of just want to spend more time with my family. But I'm going to go ahead and link her channel in my description box, and along with putting a card up here. So if you're a fan of reaction videos and you just like to watch vlogs, she's definitely a content creator you should check out. And I want to thank you, Elle, for watching and supporting and always like commenting on my videos and shouting me out in your videos. So, all right, so now into the palette. So this palette does retail for $43.90 when it's converted into US dollars. Unfortunately, I don't know what it's priced in over there because it just like kind of did it on the website for me. So this palette does contain 16 different shades with 3 different formulas. So you do have your mattes and your shimmer / metallic shades along with a multi-chrome shade in this palette. So now that we've seen the palette, we know how much this palette costs, let's go ahead, rewind, zoom in, and get started on the eye look. So I've already filmed this once, and when I went to go edit the footage back, apparently I forgot to turn my mic on, which, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and refilm this, but I'm still sharing my first impressions. Yes, it's the second time I'm using this palette, but I'm pretty sure my thoughts are going to stay the same. But this is the Merry Christmas palette from Oden Eye Cosmetics. This is what the palette looks like on the inside. And I'm going to go ahead and just dive into this eye look. I think we're zoomed in enough. I can't tell sometimes. So I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty exhausted. This is my second cup of coffee. My kids have been sick this week. Like each one of them in the last 7 days have been sick. So, you know, it takes a toll on you. It's nice to know that everyone's healthy, but now I'm a little bit worried that I am next. So just like the last few videos I've done, I went ahead and primed my eyes. I primed with Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas Eye Base, and I did use the shade Fair. And I'm going to start off by trying to figure out what type of look I want to do. So I did film the other palette. In that video, you will actually see after this one. And I did a little halo eye with that palette. So I'm thinking for this palette, I'm going to do more of like a cut crease, something a little bit more smoky. And I think the first shade I want to play with is going to be the shade. Gosh, I love the color green. I am going to go ahead and play with that shade. Okay, I lie. So I'm going to play with both reds and greens today. And I'm going to start off with the shade Hot Cocoa. So it's going to be this deep red-brown shade right here. And I'm just going to take that on a fluffy brush and just kind of put it in my outer corner. Oh, damn, I don't want to use that. I lie. I'm actually going to put it in my crease and my outer corner, and I'm going to use a Scott Barnes brush just because I don't own any other brush or ever seen any other brush like this. And this is the Scott Barnes 63. So it's like a fan shape, almost like, you know, those fan highlighter brushes, but for your eyes. So it's nice and long, but then it's also super skinny, but also super fluffy at the exact same time. So I'm going to dip into shade Hot Cocoa, and I'm going to place it in my crease. Yeah, so You know, the holidays are considered the most wonderful time of the year, but at the same time, I feel like it's, one, the most stressful time of year, and then also, like, you're constantly getting sick. I can't tell if it's I'm coming down with something or if it's allergies, because as the seasons change here in Texas, my body has to adjust, okay? I have to adjust to losing, I don't know, losing the heat, I guess, from the summer, because things are starting to get cooler out there. I say that, but today it is 85 degrees. But we've had some cool mornings, and for some strange reason, like, that fucks with my sinuses. Man, I am, like, full of congestion, but yet I'm not sick. So I don't know what it is. Gosh, I am in love with this color. It is just blending out so nicely. I'm going to go back in with that fluffy brush I started to use and use that to apply it in the outer corner and just kind of smoke it out. Because if I make any mistakes, guess what? I don't have any other makeup on yet. It's a little messy right now, but I'm ready to dive into the next color, and I think I'm going to go ahead and use the shade Poinsetta. So you got this really bright matte red right here, and I'm going to kind of use it to blend out the shade Hot Cocoa, and then also finish out my crease with it, so that way it's like brighter in the inner corner, and it's working its way darker to the outer corner. You know, just kind of basic stuff. But anyway, so with like the kids being sick and everything going on, I feel kind of like, I don't know if I'm like physically exhausted or mentally exhausted or a bit of a mixture of both. But so today's Thursday while I'm filming this, and you know, kids are at school, that's great. Harper has a doctor's appointment. Sarah took Harper to the doctor's appointment. But then the kids have swim today, and then Emmett has football practice. And it's most likely his last football practice of the season, because he has playoffs on Saturday, but they've already been postponed twice because of bad weather. And basically the bad weather is it rained Friday night, the fields are soaked in the morning, can't play on them. But I'm like, my poor little guy is going to be so exhausted by the end of today. I'm not going to lie, I'll be so happy when football's over. I don't think he has a passion for it. It better be something good. Okay, that was something important. It was my Sephora order, which I'll be doing a haul probably next week, like early next week, with everything that I hauled from the VIB sale. But anyway, so like poor Emmett, he's going to be super exhausted because he has football and swim today. And then yesterday he also got a flu shot. So he's just had a week, and I'm ready for the week to be over. I'm so glad that Friday is tomorrow or today, because that's when I'm posting this. But I'm so happy for the weekend. Going out this weekend and doing like a family Christmas thing, which I'll talk about in my video later today. And then on Sunday, we are going to be decorating outside. So I've already started like filming what I've decorated so far for my house for the holidays. I do plan on vlogging like us decorating outside and like what our decorations look like, you know, kind of like how we're putting them up, and then like do a nice like when the sun goes down what all the lights look like on the house. So I'm kind of excited about that because Halloween we didn't do the decorating that we usually do. So I'm super excited to go all out for Christmas. Alright, so I went ahead and cut the crease because things were getting really messy, and I wanted you to kind of see where I was going with this eye look. And of course, like cutting the crease, you can kind of see where my mind is working. Still kind of messy out here, but I'll clean that up after I draw on a winged liner. But I did use the Gerard Cosmetics, I mean, how many times do I have to say it? Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas Eye Base. That's how I cut my crease. And now I want to go ahead and dip into some green. So I want to start off with the shade Christmas Tree, which is this beautiful matte green right here. And I'm going to go ahead and be placing that right you know, in the middle of my eye, kind of blending into that shade Hot Cocoa. If things don't start to blend out well, I'm going to use the shade Happy Ending, which is a matte black in this palette, to kind of smooth things over. I'm just going to dab it right here. Gosh, that is a beautiful green. I am a sucker for greens. And of course I have like my adorable Christmas tree earrings. By the way, the Sugar Fix brand by Bauble Bar at Target have all their holiday earrings out, and they're also available like online. So usually they release those earrings in stores first, and then you kind of have to sit and wait for it to come up on like the app or the website. And I just go crazy for those like big statement fashion jewelry earrings. I love them. I have quite a few from last year's as well. And I just love to wear funky earrings. So I know some people think that's like fast fashion and stuff. You should see how long I hold onto a band t-shirt, okay? I have some band t-shirts that I've had since high school, and I still wear those. There may be a hole in the armpit. I don't care. I love them. So I don't part with things well. So for the inner corner of my look that I'm like playing out in my head, I'm going to go ahead and use the shade Best Wish, which is going to be this pastel green right here. And I'm just going to go ahead and put it in the inner corner, blend it out with the shade Christmas Tree. I feel like those two would look really pretty together. But yeah, is anyone else like that? Like you have a hard time, it doesn't matter what it is, but like do you have a hard time getting rid of stuff? Like I know I asked this question in my declutter, but I was just kind of making it more about the makeup. But like for me, like I had a hard time after like my kids were born and they were growing and they were no longer like those little baby sizes. I had a hard time taking the clothes out of their closet and, you know, bagging them up and donating them, selling them, or giving them to friends that were pregnant and expecting. So, you know, it's just everything I own, I have a hard time parting with. And I'm just curious if that's like anybody else, because like to me, I don't know, like everything holds memory, which is such a bad way to look at absolutely everything you own. But that is just how I look at things. So I don't know how I feel about that shade Best Wish. I had to really pack it on there to get it to like pop. You know, when I first put it on there, it was just like kind of almost like a tint. And it's still kind of, it's like a little bit patchy. So I don't know if that's just like, you know, because there's lines in my eyelids or if it's the color itself. But I mean, I haven't really had that problem before. But the fact that the color is not as punchy as I'd like to get it to be, I don't know. So far, everything else is great. Like, I'm loving how well all these shades blend together, which is the next thing I'm going to do, is I am going to take that black, the shade Happy Ending, and use it to blend together Christmas Tree and Hot Cocoa, just because it's not looking right when you blend those two shades together. So it just needs a little bit of black. Smallest amount on the brush, and just kind of like tap it in there. Because after I kind of blend the black with Christmas Tree, I'm going to use the Hot Cocoa shade to blend Hot Cocoa into the black. Kind of like that. And then a little bit of Hot Cocoa. And do the exact same thing. Just because I want everything to look so cohesive. Okay, so this look definitely needs some shimmers. So I want to play with the multi-chrome in the shade, which is the shade Elf Wish. And that is going to be this, on camera, it does not look that bright, but it is a bright green that has like pink and gold kind of shift to it. And let's see what happens if I swatch it. So there it is on my finger. So it looks, ooh, can you zoom it? Can you get it? So that is it. There it is on my finger right here. And if I swatch it, see, it doesn't come off very green. But in person, it comes off very green. So, and kind of rub it out so you can see what it looks like blended out. And it does look like this. So, is it really not picking up? It has like a really pretty shift from pink to green to gold. kind of topper shade. And I'm going to go ahead and use that on the inner corner on top of the shade Best Wish, which is going to be that lighter green. And I think I'm going to start off with my finger and then use a brush to kind of clean it up and keep those lines straight. So kind of pat right there. Ooh, it kind of looks like fire. I like it. Like now I see oranges now that I've applied it to my lid. I guess it's the beauty of a multi-chrome shade. It just kind of keeps you guessing on what colors are in it. But I'm going to see how it applies on a brush. It's not really keeping my line straight. I want to keep that clean line in between the red shade and like the green cut crease. I definitely feel applying it with a brush and applying it with your finger is almost the same. Like you get the same kind of like pigment transferred to your eye. So it does stay pretty punchy and it looks the same from the finger to the brush. The only problem is like I'm having a difficult time keeping that clean line. So I want to go ahead and play with another shimmer in this palette, and I'm going to be using the shade Santa Star. So it is a gold right here. So it's just a shimmer shade. And that's what it kind of looks like on my finger. Come on. So that's what it looks like on my finger. And then when I swatch it, it's like a beautiful metallic gold. And even when you blend it out, it keeps that high shine gold to it. So I'm going to use that to kind of blend the shade Elf Wish, like to meet the green. Oh gosh, I love that. So pretty, so pretty. One of the best parts of like sitting here and playing with makeup is the fact that I like to swatch my arms. So I get makeup everywhere. And after I'm done like filming, or even when I'm just playing with makeup, there's always such a mess to clean up because my arms are always covered in swatches from eyeshadows, blushes, lipsticks. It doesn't matter if I'm filming or not, it's still on me. And half the time I leave the house and I forget to wash it off. So I think I got to a really good base with my eye look. I'm going to go ahead and repeat this to the other side. Man, I feel like, I don't know, I might return with some graphic liner. I feel like I need like a liner in between like the shimmers and the reds. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. But I'm going to go ahead and put on the rest of my face and I'll be back to do the under eyes. Try to play with some different colors that aren't red and green, do some swatches of shades I didn't use, and then tell you my first impressions. So obviously I have finished out my face and I put on like a nice red lippy, and lately I've been really enjoying this one from Give by Gwen Stefani, and I think this is the original recipe. I got it when it first came out and I remember wearing it like during rodeo season, so it had to be like February, March time, and I enjoyed it then. Recently I was looking to change up like the red lips I usually wear, and I've been picking this one up quite a bit. But now I want to go ahead and move on to the under eyes. And I think instead of continuing with like reds and greens, well, I mean really that's all I've got as a choice option. But I think what I want to go ahead and do is use the shade Christmas Tree to start like on the outer corner, working my way to the inner corner. But I think in the inner corner I want to go ahead and use Best Wish. Actually, I want to go ahead and use the shade New Leaf in the inner corner and kind of blend it all together. I definitely feel much more Christmassy now that I put on a little red lip, and I'm kind of digging it. I think I might also add a little bit more shimmer to my upper eyelid. I really want to put some of that shade New Year to kind of blend it in with the Santa Star shade, which is like that gold shade. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that shade New Leaf in my inner corner and see how that looks. Oh, that is a really pretty green. Definitely a shade you have to build up to get it to pop though. So the shade that I kind of want to add to my eyelid is the shade New Year. So it is a like green shimmer shade. It does look like this on the finger, and I'll go ahead and swatch it. Like, look how pretty that is. Blend it out. And that's what it looks like blended out. It is absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to just take that on a brush and kind of blend it in with the gold shade that I put on my lid. So I'm going to have to get past these big ass lashes to get there, but I think it would look really nice. Just a little hint of that shade. Oh yeah, that's definitely something that eye look needed. Just a little bit more shimmer and a little bit more like, I don't know. So obviously this is the completed look. And now I kind of want to swatch a few shades that I didn't get to use, that kind of didn't go with the look I was trying to achieve. I'm going to start off by swatching a few mattes. And the first matte I want to swatch is Matcha Cookies. So it's going to be like this green yellow shade right here. So this is what it looks like on the finger. I don't know if you can see that. And I'm going to swatch it down here because this is all shimmery right now. But that is going to be the shade Matcha Cookies, and then blended out. That is what it looks like blended out. So I don't know if the camera's picking it up too well. I can't really see it in the viewfinder, so I'm a little concerned it's not. But it does blend really nicely, but it kind of has like, the color reminds me of like a bruise that is like 3 days old and it's like almost cleared up, but it turns that green color. That's kind of what it looks like. Or it looks like baby shit. So, but it's a pretty color, and I can see how it would tie in really nicely with the darker green in this palette. The next shade I want to swatch is going to be, it's actually the only matte I didn't use, and that's going to be the shade Gingerbread. So this one is a nude shade, and I'm just going to swatch it right next to Matcha Cookies. It's right here. Blend it out. See, all these are so soft and so buttery. This definitely makes you want to buy another Oden's Eye Cosmetics palette. So that blends out really pretty as well. So now a couple shimmers that I didn't get a chance to play with. And the first shade I'm going to start out with, the first shade I want to swatch is going to be the shade All Right. And it's an orange shimmer. So it's rather an orange like metallic shade. Looks like that. And I'm going to go ahead and swatch it on my wrist. It's running out of space. So that is what that one looks like. And then when you blend it out, it does look like this. So that is a beautiful color. That would be really nice with like the reds, and even do like a look with the reds and then use that as your shimmer. And maybe that Matcha Cookies mixed in with it would look really, really nice. And then the last shimmer I want to swatch is the shade Bless. So this one's like a purple pink shade. I guess I will swatch it like right here. Like I said, I'm running out of space. So this looks like more of a topper shade. So it kind of shears out when you blend it out, but you can still see like the pink and purple reflex in the shimmer. It is really, really pretty. My first impressions on this palette is that I think this is a really nice palette. The only thing that's super disappointing is the fact that it is sold out. Now, if you go over to their Instagram, they do mention that the palette is sold out, and even the pre-orders are sold out. But the comment section, everyone's really disappointed that this is the situation. This collection was launched and was told it was limited edition. Judging by what they said they're not going to restock. But maybe with everyone saying that they want the palette and missed out on the palette, they might do a restock. Who knows? But for $43.90, this palette was totally worth the money. I absolutely love the color story. It makes me just think of Christmas time. And I feel like I'm in the mood. I feel like I need to go make myself like a hot chocolate and Bailey's. Like, I'm ready. Let's go. I want to go look at Christmas lights, and I want to pretend I'm in the snow, because that is not something we get here in Houston very often. But if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and like and subscribe. And until next time, bye y'all. So I forgot to mention, so I'm just going to be throwing this at the end of the video, and so next week, my first impressions video that I'm doing is also going to include a giveaway. I want to kind of like do a thank you for everyone who subscribed. This past month, I've gotten like way more subscribers than I have gained like all year long. I want to do something for the holidays, and I wanted to go ahead and do it sooner, but I'm still waiting on a few things to come in the mail for the giveaway. Everything should be in the mail by like early next week, so then I'll be able to run it. All right, bye.